What's up, guys? I've got a little bit of a cold, so I may be a little raspy, but it's okay. Anyways, I got a message from a guy on one of my last YouTube videos, and it was the one where I was talking about being sober and gave a little bit of my story. The at is Gunther Wall Flex. He said, "You said you had kids and a stepdaughter. How did you get with your wife during the time of recovering from drugs? I'm in the process of trying to fix myself and try to save my relationship." So I had commented back on this, and I told him that I would do a video if he really wanted and was interested. So this is going to be the video. Um, First, let's go back to when I was going through my active addiction. I was with my ex-wife, which is my biological daughter's mother. Um, we got together when I was about 17, maybe 16, and we were together until I was 23. Yeah, I think I was 23, maybe 21. I can't remember. It's been a little while ago. Um, Me and her went through a lot of my active addiction together, and eventually, the active addiction took the marriage, took the house, took the cars, took the any kind of money. When you're in active addiction, that's all you want to do is you want to chase the next high, and that's how it gets you. You get stuck in the cycle of continuous hell is basically what it is. Um, we ended up splitting up, and I was in strong active addiction for probably 2 years, 3 years, and then I ended up getting sober. Um, Before I had got in trouble the last time, I had been out. I had been out and been at home, and I had a friend from school, and I ended up meeting his sister. Me and her talked, and we hung out before I ended up getting put in jail. So it was, I think, maybe November, somewhere around Black Friday, is when we ended up meeting up and talking. We never had sex or nothing like that. We just really talked, mainly her. She talked to me, and I just sat and listened, and I just let her vent. I was actually out there, so I was just like trying to keep my cool and not really. I didn't want to let her know you know, that I was in active addiction because when you're in active addiction, you really don't want to admit it. It's like it haunts you really because even though you think you hide it well, you also know that everybody else knows. So if it's something that you can keep from someone when you're in active addiction, then you're going to try your best no matter what because you don't really see the problem. You just see, what's in front of you. Um, Anyways, we ended up hanging out one time, and it was right around Black Friday, and I ended up going to jail like right after, probably the 27th, 28th, something like that. It was like the Monday after. Um, I was in jail for probably 2 months, and her brother was actually in there, and me and him had been hanging out and stuff, and my mom had come to see me, and she had come to see her brother, and her brother ended up telling her that I was in there with him. He was just talking, and she told me afterwards, she was like, I didn't know where you went. You just dropped off the face of the earth. But I was in jail. um, me and her ended up, I ended up going to the halfway house, and me and her ended up somehow or another. I messaged her on Facebook, or she messaged me. Um, we started talking, and she stuck with me the whole time I was in the program, and that was like 7 or 8 months. She stuck it out, man. And whenever I got done with the program and I was ready to come home, she had me at home. She had me, when I got out, she told me, we're going to be together. And it was just a big step, I guess you could say. But she stuck with me through the whole program. So I was just like, she must really care. Um, she would come see me on the weekends because I would get like visitation and stuff. She'd come see me. She'd come to church with me, stuff like that. So when I got out, I moved in with her, and basically what I did is I let her know everything. I told her, all the little secrets, and I really wanted to stay sober, so I started telling her things of, this is what to look for, because as soon as you're out of active addiction, and just like me, I mean, 13 years, that's basically all I knew. I had built that life, and it didn't happen overnight. And I knew that being out was just going to like take me out of that safe haven, I guess you could say. I was going to be back home with all the people that I used to hang out with, not directly in the same household, but, I was in the same town, going to stores and stuff like that. So I let her know the signs of the active addiction, like glossy eyes, doing irresponsible things that you wouldn't normally do. I told her that if any time that she thought that maybe something was going on, that I would be more than happy to take a drug test because I really, really wanted it to work. So that was how I started it out. And before, I didn't really know how to be a spouse or anything like that. When I first got with my first wife, I was so young, and, I was just going with the flow. I really cared about her. She meant the world to me, and I did the best I could in active addiction. I always, worked and done the things that I could until the very end. That's when it got bad. And, we both made mistakes. Uh, that's just how kids are. So I didn't really know how to be a spouse. So what I did is all the insecurities that I had and all the insecurities that I felt, I would take and turn those into a positive. So I would take and give her, you know, updates on how I felt, and if I was having bad dreams, or, if I've seen somebody that I used to know, I pretty much just opened the book up like never before and told her everything, everything. And when you're in active addiction, you want to hide. You want to hide everything. You don't want to tell nobody. So all the signs of an addict I took, and I would use those things to keep myself in line, if that makes sense. I would tell her everything that she needed to look for, and the reason I did that is because I was so ready to be sober and I did not want to fuck up like the last time. And so I opened the book for her, told her everything, you know. I started working on myself and the things that I lacked. And, just I really, I would even look up stuff, like what's the best things to do, you know how it is on Google, just looking stuff up. I always tried to find stuff to better myself. And I knew that she cared because she stayed with me the whole time. Um, I came home and I started doing exactly what I was supposed to. I was going to work, I was coming home, spending time with her, doing the things that I needed to do. I was showing her that, this time I was going to be the person that I said I was going to be because she knew everything. She knew I had been to 13 different drug rehabs and mental institutions. I told her just how bad excuse me, I told her just how bad my addiction was, so she knew. And I would take and just all the negative things that I seen in myself, I would take and I would work on those things. And one at a time, I started rebuilding myself into the man that I had stopped being. And I just wanted to be a better human being. And when I was in active addiction, I didn't like people, if that makes sense. And it wasn't as much me not liking everybody, but me wanting to isolate myself and keep myself, locked up. And I had the only thing I needed, and that was the next high. So I started opening myself up more. I started talking. I started trying to, just make that life that everybody talked about. I just wanted to be a good human being. I wanted to help people. I wanted to talk to people and encourage them, and just show them that there is more to life than that. And that's what I did. And I just started building on those things one at a time. And eventually, I guess I just turned into a decent guy. And all the reassurance and stuff that I gave her, I think it made her trust me. And even though she was scared of, me relapsing or something like that, she stuck around and she did everything that she could. So it's really just depending on the woman, I guess, and it just depends on if she loves you. And if she loves you and you really show her and give her that reassurance, then she's gonna maybe even draw closer to you. And you want to make sure that you got somebody that's going to support you and understand the things that you've been through and know that, you know, we're human beings and flesh is just flesh. So it depends on how much she wants it. You can want it as much as you want to, but if she doesn't want it, then she's going to start finding things. But the reassurance is what you need to give her and just show her that you're for real. Just show her that this is like no other time before. And if you're not serious about being sober, then you're not going to want to do these things. You're not going to want to tell her the signs of, you being high or you're not going to tell her that you see somebody at the store that offered you something. That's the things that you need to look inside yourself and say, hey, can I be this open? Am I ready for this? Because if you're not, then, you know, let's be real, she don't need to be put through that. And neither do you. Because when I was in active addiction, I would always beg God, even when I was like in the process of getting high, I would beg God, please take this away from me. You know, just take this away from me and show me a better way. Show me how to live life sober. So if you don't want that, don't put that stress on you and don't put that stress on her. And if you got kids, you really, really don't want to put that stress on them. Um, just be open with her and tell her, look, I want this. Reassure her and show her. Take her on dates, you know, do spontaneous things. Tell her that she's pretty every day, you know, just show her that just make her your new drug. And if you got kids, do the same thing because no matter how much your addiction haunts you, you have this recovery in you because you're in the process of recovering, but you may not have another relapse in you. And what I mean by that is you relapse one more time and, you know, it could be your last. I've seen so many of my friends and the people I used to hang out with and, you know, the people I used to buy drugs from and stuff like that, they end up, I mean, in jail, in a mental institution, rehab, or dead. And well, jail too, but a lot of times they end up dead. And that is that's a hard thing to imagine, especially when you're sober. And you know, when you're sober, you're ready to be a better. Sorry about that. My son walked in, but yeah, that's just something that you don't want to imagine because when you're sober, being dead's the last thing you want. You know, you want to be happy. You want to do things that's going to make you happy and the people around you. So you don't want to end up in jail, mental institution, dead, none of that. So just just do the little things because the little things is what means the most. And the more you show her, the more she's gonna like pull to you. She's gonna be the person that you know you're looking for. She's gonna love you and she's gonna trust you because just tell her, say, if you're gonna hold my past against me, then we'll never move forward because she's always going to be thinking about that. She's always going to be thinking about you getting high. She's always going to be thinking about you running the streets, doing drugs, doing whatever. So just let her know that you don't want to play no games and you're not going to play no games with her. This is what you want. This is what she wants. Let's build from here. Just the best thing that I've ever, I guess, one of the best things that I've ever heard and that I say a lot is rock bottom is the foundation in which I rebuilt my life on. And rock bottom is a solid foundation. And like you said, you're trying to recover and get your family. So just be honest and show her that you love her and do the little things. Reassure her that she's beautiful. Reassure her that she's the only one that you want. Reassure her that drugs does not mean nothing to you compared to what she does. I believe that if you show her the things that the real things, you know, just show her that you're serious and show her that you love her and tell her, say, this is this is now. Let's forget about the past. Let's Well, not forget about it because you always want to remember where you come from. But let's move on from it. Let's make a different life. Tell her that you don't want to be remembered if something ungodly happened and you pass away. Just tell her that you don't want to be remembered as a drug addict. You want to build from where you're at right now and create a life that doesn't evolve around drugs. And once you start building that life and you start seeing the fruits of your labor and all the hard days that maybe you wanted to go out and get high but you chose not to, you'll be so much more grateful and thankful that you chose not to. uh, I'm just yapping now. But that's what I did is I just showed her and told her everything, and that's a good start because if she really wants you and she really wants to build with you and show you, just create a new life, I guess she's gonna do it, and your reassurance is just gonna make your bond stronger with her. Uh, if there's anything else you want to know, just let me know. Just shoot me another comment and subscribe. If anything that I say helps somebody, and that's the reason that I'm here. And I'll take the time to do these videos and tell people more about myself when they ask. Um, I hope this is what you was looking for. If there's anything else you want to know, just let me know, and I'll go from there. I'll try to help you in any way I can. And if you really want her back, bro, you can do this. I believe in you, and just for the time being, stay away from those people that you used to be an active addiction with. Stay away from anything like that. Surround yourself by people that's positive and people that want to see you be a better you, because that's how you rebuild your life. You surround yourself by people that want to see you succeed, and the more the more people that you surround yourself that's succeeding, then you're going to succeed, because usually the group that you hang out with or the people that you hang out with, you seem to take those things that they do and do them your own way. And eventually you're going to be that successful person helping somebody else out. And if I'm around to see that, I'd be so grateful. And if I never talk to you again, I'm still grateful that you commented and gave me an idea of a video to do, or, you know, someone to help. Maybe someone else watches this and it helps them. But I wish you all the best, and I hope in some way something that I've said helps you continue your sobriety and just be a better person, because that's all I want to do is help people be a better person. And I don't know everything. I just talk about the things that's on my mind, and I just try to be as real as possible. I have no ill will or anything that I'm working toward to take advantage of somebody. I know that everybody's not going to agree with everything that I say, and that's okay. But there's nothing that I say or nothing that I do that I want to negatively impact anybody's life. So, again, I wish you all the best. I hope this helps, and have a great night.